Hi, everyone. Welcome to Consistently Creative Croppers project recipe for what month are we? June 2026. This is, it's called a project recipe remix because it is created from one that was done, I think, 2 years ago. So it's project recipe remix, and this is perfect match. And the one that Kari's gonna do a screenshot and show us the comparison of the old one and the new one. There are a few changes, but not much. It pretty much looks the same. It's a little more modern, I think. But if you want to show your screen, Kari, we can see the difference. The other one was seasonal sightings.
So
So
here
this is the new
is
one.
the new one, and if you take a look here, that where these two landscape photos are on the left-hand page, they have been shifted from where they were on the original seasonal sightings, where they the bottom one fit entirely on that paper right behind it. So, and which is not what they did on the new version, but everything else is pretty much the same. They updated the font, it looks like, and they modified the instructions. So the instructions, instead of having bullets, have numbers. And I love the fact that they are now telling us on the circle what circle you're supposed to use. So this is the old one where you actually had to read all the steps and find out which circle, which blade, whether it was in or out.
Oh,
And
nice.
now they tell us here, which circle outside, medium
Oh,
circle, red
nice.
blade. So I
Um,
love the fact that they've done that for us.
Yeah, and it says 5 inch too. So if you're going to use your circle cutter instead of your custom cutting circle, that's good to know. Awesome.
Yep. All right, back to you.
Nice. So updated remix. All right. So I would just recommend, as far as your papers, to have a good contrast. You can see on my sample, I didn't have enough of a contrast here. I felt like the contrast was good here and here, but not necessarily right here. This color was a little dark, but I wanted to use it because that's the colors of the wedding. So we're gonna start with our cardstock. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. Oops, go back a little bit. You are going to need a border punch, and it's okay if you have one that's a little bit bigger because there's extra on this piece of cardstock that we're going to use. So you need a border punch, and the sizes of the photos are two that are 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, one that's 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then three 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. And we're going to need our trimmer and our photo trimmer and tape runner and a repositionable tape runner. So we're going to start right off punching with our border punch. All right. And we're just going to do a straight border. So we are going to start at the black line on the inside of the punch. And I am going to punch a piece of scrap paper because this is a new punch and I don't think I've punched with it yet. Sorry. Let me grab a scrap. So there's oil on the punches. And I can't remember if I punched with this, so I don't want to ruin my. I think I think I punched. I don't see any oil. Okay. Sorry about that. Just like I don't want to ruin my beautiful cardstock. All right, so we're gonna start here and we're gonna punch two border punches. This is, you can tell, it's the first time I've used this punch. I don't even know the name of it. And you ladies, if my screen goes dark on me, you need to tell me because my phone has been giving me problems. So if you lose me all of a sudden, you need to let me know, okay? I'll know on my computer, but I will not know on my phone. I'll go ahead and do another one. And what punches is everybody using? We have some traditional. Is Karen, are you the only traditional tonight?
I might
Is
be.
anybody else doing traditional? Debbie, are you traditional scrapping?
I'm doing digital.
She's doing digital.
I guess
All
I'm the
right,
only
the
one.
digital. All right. All right. The digital folks, you have like, how does that work? Do you have punch strips, borders or something? Hopefully. All right. That is done. Now we are going to just cut. I want to get my nice straight edge. Use your straight edge because that just made a little jagged edge. So put your straight part of your paper in. And we're going to cut 2/4 inch pieces here. And about a half. What's the half? I got to go back to the. I'm gonna straighten this edge out. Go ahead and pull this out because I'm having a mental block as to where the 1/2 inch mark is, or the 1/4 inch. So 9. Okay, it is the gray. The gray strip, Kari, for the 1/4 on our trimmer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So we use the side of the gray cutting for your 1/4 inch pieces, and we just need 2 of those. And now we're going to cut our photo mats at 4.5. Go back down to this way. So we're cutting 4.5 by 12. This is going to be extra for right now. We're going to come back to that. But we're going to take the 4.5 inch wide piece and we're going to turn it and we are going to cut at 3 3/4. And we're going to end up with 3 photo mats and a little scrap left over. 3/4 and one more. 3 3/4. So that's a scrap. So 3 photo mats that are 4.5 by 3 3/4. Now this is where in the instructions, she cuts this off over here. I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch piece, okay? If you guys want to trim that later, we'll show you later when we're putting it together. If you want to trim that down, you can, but for right now, we're just going to cut 2 1/2 inch strips. So it's a 1/2 inch wide, and we're going to be doing 12, but the instructions, if you want to follow the instructions, you would now cut these 2 strips at 8 3/4. We're not going to do that. And then this last one is going to be 3/4 inch wide.
Okay.
So the 3/4 was 6.5. And I am going to trim that because that's, I liked the way that was on the layout. So we are going to do that at 6.5. So this one's a 6.5. We'll follow the instructions on that one.
3/4 is at 6.5.
Yes. All right, so we set all those little pieces aside. And these also small strips, 2 big strips. All right, so this is what we have left over. It's like a maybe 2 inch piece. Yep, 2 inch piece and a couple little pieces here. We'll put those on anyway so we don't get lost. All right, has everyone caught up to me? Oh, I did forget to say that we are going to need the middle size, the medium circle, and the red blade. Oops. Oops, sorry, shook my whole phone. Okay. This is another place on the instructions that I'm not going to follow the instructions. I'm just going to cut this piece. And if you guys want to cut this L, we can do that. And that's a 1.5 by 6.5, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to cut this piece at 6.5. So we're on designer paper number 1, and we're cutting it at 6.5. Now, if you wanted to follow the instructions, you would put that into your trimmer and cut 1.5 inches right here. And you'll see why later. All right, but this is the piece that you want. You want to keep the bigger piece because we are going to use the circle cutter on this piece. So we're just going to go ahead and use our custom cutting system. So this again is the medium circle and the red blade in the outside. Okay. And digital folks, this is a 5-inch circle. And I just hold this down here and make sure my paper moves before I pick my shape up so it doesn't mess up. Okay. Now on the circle, she has us, it says in the directions 1/3. This does not quite look like 1/3. It's just a little bit bigger to me than cutting it in half. If you want to cut your circle in half, you just put it down into the bottom of the trimmer like so. I'm just going to push mine back just a little bit, just to make a little bit smaller on one side and a little bigger on the other side. So let's see, how can I tell you where to measure it? It's almost at the 3 1/4, not quite. If you're looking on your trimmer deck. Okay. Whoop. There. So if you put these together, one's a little bit smaller than the other one. Okay. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be if you want. It can be whatever you would like it to be. All right, we are on our last piece of designer paper, which is designer paper number 2. Is everyone caught up with me? I know we have a lot of digital folks on here, so they're doing their own thing. All right, so on designer paper number 2, we are going to cut 4 3/4 inch strips. Okay. So we're just going to do this. 1/4 inch one. Three times and one more. These are all going to be at the top and the bottom of the page. I feel like these look way smaller than 3/4, but they are not. It's this graph paper. It looks small. The pattern on here just looks like graph paper to me. Okay, so now we're going to cut a 5-inch piece. So this is the 5-inch. Oh, this is the crazy piece I didn't cut. I didn't cut this one either. So this is 5 inches. This is the one that I didn't cut. The S. So I am not going to cut that one either. If you want to cut it, it's you're going to cut it at 1 3/4. So you're cutting off 1 3/4. When we get to the part where we put this on, I'll show you where it is so you can follow it. All right, so we have 4 3 3/4 by 12-inch strips, and then we have the 5, which is supposed to be 10 1/4 if you cut it. And then 5 by 1 3/4 if you cut it. Oh, I'm sorry to go rogue. Hopefully you'll see why. You'll understand why. All right, so when this comes together, we just put our base papers down. The strips go at the top and the bottom. I'm gonna dry fit this, and then this is the one that she cut here. She cut it and put it over here. And then the same thing with the other side. I am gonna cut this one though. I'm gonna cut this one. We'll cut this one. It makes sense to cut that one, not necessarily the other one. All right, so then these little pieces go just as borders at the top. And then our punch pieces go down here. Ooh, I like that punch. That's cool. Ooh, I might put a little something in the middle there. Find something to go in there. That's cool. Oops, I lost my circle. All right, so when I do this, I think I'm going to put my bigger one over here and my smaller one over here. Put that halfway, something like that. How did they do it? Oh, they went right through down to the edge. Yeah, okay. Now, this is where these pieces were cut, okay? So on this part right here, this is where the cardstock pieces were cut and this layer was cut. And then this layer went over to here. And then a piece of this was underneath over here. So I am going to cut that one. So let's go back. That was designer paper number 1. And that is 1.5 inches. So I am going to cut that at the 1.5. So 1.5 here. Here I got the right piece. Yep.
It's this one here.
It made sense. It makes
Where you
sense because she butts this one up over here, and then this goes over here. Right? Is it underneath or on top? Let's see. It's underneath. It's underneath this piece, but not the cardstock piece. It's on top of those. Is this making sense? I know I changed it up on you guys. And then this piece goes over here. See, so it gives the illusion of this big piece of cardstock is underneath of here, but as Kari pointed out, the measurements aren't the same. So, All right, so when we dry fit this, I think I measured, I think she was saying 3 inches, but I think I put it more evenly at, yeah, I did it at 1, 2 2 3/4 and 2 3/4. So if you have your mat, it's 2 3/4 inches from the top, okay, and 2 3/4 inches from the bottom. I just thought that made it look more balanced. So that's how I did it. If you want to follow her directions, she had it 3 inches, so it's a little lower to the bottom, but it's only like what, 1/4 of an inch. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like I went really fast.
I think you were good.
How are the digital folks doing? They probably got all kinds of layering going on, and
Low.
so that's what that's all going to look like once we're glued down here. So I think we're good to pause the recording unless anybody
Okay.
has any questions. Hi, everyone. We are magically done assembling, or most of us are. Um, I did end up following the instructions on the embellishing. It looked a little naked up there, so I moved things around and followed the instructions on that one. I did choose to keep this cardstock trim here all the way across, as well as the photo mat, the paper that's under the photo mat. I just kept that under there. I did like the way this piece went over to here, so I did keep that part, and the way she has the cardstock over here. So I think that is mine, and I think we had who did we pick to go first? Was it Karen? Karen, are you?
Sure.
Where'd she go? See.
Okay, so there's the first page.
Oh, pretty.
Nice.
Can you angle it back? Just
Wow.
wait. What does it say?
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cute.
nice.
Seaside.
Oh, I
Very
love
nice.
the starfish border. That's really
Yeah,
pretty.
that's great.
I do too. That's pretty.
Nice.
Yeah, and then this is the second page.
Oh, perfect. Wow.
Nice. I like
Nice.
that.
That is
Nice.
great. Very nice. All right, who was next? Was it Ola?
I
Okay,
do.
then we need to let her share.
Sorry here.
All right, it's okay.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look
Nice.
at that. I like that. I like that paper. That
Pretty.
Fun paper, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun paper.
It's like confetti. I love it.
It is.
Thanks.
Nice. Okay, who was next?
Next, Debbie.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice.
So fun.
I
Yeah.
love the
Chairs.
chairs.
That's
Those
great.
are great.
To make a border, couldn't find anything to go with baseball, so
Cool.
that's
Oh,
cool.
cute.
That's
Love
really
it.
neat.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
nice. And you got the
love
baseball
how those.
diamond there and the actual
Yeah.
stadium. That's nice. You're embellishing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And I love how the mats on the photos look like trading cards.
Yeah, they
Yes,
were in
that'd be
this
cute.
set. The mats were in there. I like that. Yeah,
That's
That's
cool.
really
I can
nice.
use those.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Okay, Lynn.
Lynn?
Aw, dinner
Look at
with
that. How
me.
pretty. Oh, I like that.
Nice.
Ooh.
Hey,
Colors.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is that a
I
border or did
was
you
t-
make it?
I-
Sorry.
well, I kind of made it. There was an embellishment that was like this, and I just duplicated it and
Duplicate,
put it
I
across.
like
Oh,
that.
nice. That's
Very
cool.
I
nice.
remember that kit. That was an old CM kit,
It's an
Peacock.
Really?
old CM
Yeah.
kit. Yes,
Wow.
Yeah.
Love
peacock.
peacock. Yeah,
And
I
I
love it.
took it from this because it's a peacock
Uh-huh.
in the clock.
Oh,
So
okay.
Oh, cool. Very pretty.
Very pretty.
nice.
Those
Color's
colors.
perfect.
I
Nice.
love that collection.
All
Yeah,
right.
I do too.
Alright.
Everybody?
Yeah, I'll share mine. And I used a newer CM collection, but not brand
Ooh,
new.
That's
I
nice.
used vitamin C.
wow.
Oh,
Oh, that's
wow.
pretty.
That's
That's very pretty. Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you.
pretty.
Wow.
Yeah, I like your waves.
Do you have to make your border or
I
is it in there?
did. I did. It
Okay.
was it was another shape magic kit. It
Oh,
was
okay.
yeah. So it was, I think, by the shore, whatever number that is.
Perfect.
So
All
love it.
right. I love your paper selections with the wood and then
Oh,
the
thanks.
splatter
I was
and
struggling.
Really? Wow.
Oh,
That looks
I was
fantastic.
I kept on changing the paper collection because I wanted the waves to be blue, but every time I picked like something that was really solid, they looked kind of
kinda funny,
strange.
yeah.
Wow, it came out great.
Well, thank you.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. This was fun. Good
Yeah,
job,
nice
everybody. We got
layout.
everybody, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yes, I think
Yes.
so.
All right. Thanks so
Well,
much for
thank you so
joining.
much. And be
Thank
sure
you.
if you watch the recording, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, drop a comment or share a photo of whatever layout you create because we love to see what other people are doing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.